Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and we're back out here in the garage for another Garage Gun Talk video. And in tonight's video, I want to change things up a little bit. Often when I create these videos here in my garage in the evening, I'm answering questions that you guys ask of me. But tonight, I want to ask you a question. And I've been thinking about making this little series, and it's kind of throwback to my older channel, which of course, YouTube nuked a long time ago. And I used to have a gun question of the week. And I always asked you guys something, could pertain to politics or current events or just guns in general. And I would post a poll and then I would go over those. I really enjoyed making those. And who knows, maybe I will make them again. It just took a lot of effort and time. And I know my channel has kind of evolved since then, but I think I wanted to do a little throwback to that. But maybe not ask you guys a question where we have multiple answers, but just one answer. And just be gun people and just talk about guns and cool guns and, maybe nothing political and pressing. But before I ask you guys the question and answer that question myself, I wanted to talk to you about all of the new people that once again have subscribed to the Texas Gun Vault. And it appears that my video that I made recently regarding the new V-Series Glock has gotten my channel here, which is my second channel, my behind the scenes channel, a lot more viewers. People that are subscribed to this channel now that have no idea who I am, don't know the history of this channel. I just want to reach out to all of those people and say, welcome aboard. And this is my behind the scenes channel, my backup channel. Not really my backup channel, but my alternate channel where I just film here in my garage on my phone. Where if you want to go see my proper range reports, proper reviews, it's on my main channel. There's a link in the description below. It's not a channel where I necessarily talk about politics. I might get into some commentary videos from time to time if I feel the need. But it's a much bigger channel, and I think it's much more professionally produced. And I try to keep the two channels separate simply because they're two complete different styles, where here I do more daily content, talk about more current events, kind of chit chat. It's very casual, where on the main channel, it's very produced and edited. And some people like that. Some people like this. Some people like both. And some people like neither. So you guys can decide what you like and what you want to watch. So if you're new here to the Texas Gun Vault 2, please look at the link in the description below and go check out my main channel and see if it's your cup of tea, because we review and shoot and talk about a lot of guns and cool products. All right, so before we once again answer the question, I did want to, I guess, kind of expound upon the issue with the Glock and the V-Series, and how, in retrospect, I was laying in bed last night. I was thinking to myself, I have videos on the main channel that are scheduled for release up right now until Christmas Eve of next year. That's how many videos. And understand, that is 2 videos a week, main videos, like usually a gun or a suppressor review or something like that. 2 a week, and then if I have a product review, it's 3 a week. And I have that many videos in the can. And the only problem with that, where it takes a lot of stress off of me in regards to what if I need to take some time off or whatever, I can still have my, release schedule. It is sometimes videos get a little bit out of date. And I was realizing last night in bed, in the next couple of months, I am going to have a number of releases on Glock pistols. I had a friend that lent a lot of 45 caliber Glocks. So I think I actually reviewed them all, not in every generation, but in most generations. I think I did a 21, a 30, a 30S, a 36, a 41, and I think I did something else too. I can't remember. It was a 30, a 30, a 30, a 30S, and a 36. There's something else in there I think I'm missing. Maybe it wasn't a 45. Anyway, and in those videos, I talk about the production and guns that are discontinued at the time. And unfortunately, those videos are now not going to be future-proof. So when those come out in the next month, I already know my head is going to hurt because I'm going to get the people that know it all. They're going to be like, this video, you're an idiot. Glock has come out with the V series. I'm going to have to put some stupid caveat in the comment section or the description and say, yes, I know when this video was filmed, the V series had not been released or announced or any of that. So I realized that last night. It was like, oh, God. Oh, my gosh. I have Glock videos for the next couple of months interspersed in all of my reviews. And I'm like, oh, shoot. Anyway. Okay. So that all of the housekeeping stuff is out of the way. Welcoming new people to the channel and talking about my future issues with Glock videos. So let's get to the question of the night, because I think we've all had a busy week talking about guns and being worried about gun politics. Let's just have some fun. So the question I have for you is, do you own any firearms that you just get out of the safe from time to time to fondle and look at? Now, I know that's a weird question for some people because a lot of you probably look at firearms just as tools, right? They're not collectibles. You don't look at them from a historical standpoint or look at them from a mechanical standpoint. You just buy the gun, you go to the range, you shoot, you put it in your safe. You might even put it in your safe dirty, which I don't understand. I have to clean my guns every time they come back from the range. But I'm a little bit OCD on that. You guys might go, they're meant to be used and abused. And that's totally fine, because that's honestly what makes the gun world go around, is that we can all be different types of shooters, and whether it be collectors, people that like competition, hunters, whatever it is, whatever you're interested in, a casual owner, just own guns for personal protection and self-defense. We all are on the same team and can get along. But I'm a collector. I'm a collector and an enthusiast, especially from a mechanical and historical standpoint. And I love learning everything there is to know about guns, because I say in many of my videos where I talk about historical guns, the history of humanity is told through the barrel of a gun. And it really is true. You know, huge events in history, world wars, battles, revolutions, so forth, are fought with firearms. And those firearms define who we are today. So I just love that stuff. I love to geek out about that stuff. I just love history and so forth. So the question I have is, do you own any guns, as I mentioned, that you just get out of the safe and fondle? Maybe it's a gun you haven't fired. So if that's the case, if you have one, tell me, why do you like to get it out and just kind of look at it and go, wow, this thing is cool? If you haven't fired it, tell me why you haven't fired it. Is it a collectible? Maybe you can't get ammunition for it. Maybe it's in a weird caliber. And just tell me the story of it. What makes it so fascinating to you? So I got one of those types of guns out of the safe tonight. And I will tell you that I am one of the most blessed individuals in the world. I mean, I know you guys probably all have your, what I call gun tube heroes, people that you look up to. You think they have a fantastic presentation style. Maybe they're entertainers. I'm just a one-man show around here. So some of these big-time channels, they have, scripts, people that film it, people that edit it, people that write music for it, people that do all the sponsorships and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm just a one-man show, and I don't do it for a living. It's a hobby. So I can't compete with those. And you might look at them and go, wow, they're so cool, and I wish I could do what they do and get to shoot the guns that they get to shoot. Well, I'm going to tell you, if you go over to my main channel and look at the reviews I've done, and I know the reviews that are coming out, and you guys can see what the upcoming projects are here on the Texas Gun Vault 2, because I show them all to you and give you my first impressions before I make those videos to go on the main channel. I am hands down the luckiest gun tuber in the world, and I have the opportunities that many people do not have to shoot rare, collectible, very expensive high-end guns, but also cool, collectible old guns that might be super cheap. Actually, one of my favorite reviews I ever did is of my friend Matt's Jennings 25, a little Saturday night special that I think back in the day cost $25. And I've also reviewed $10,000 2011. So I've done it all. and I've shot and reviewed a lot. In fact, I think when it comes to my playlist for my range reports, I want to say it's 500 or 600 videos long. I mean, that's how many videos I have made on reviews on certain guns and suppressors. However, that's not the complete list of guns that I have reviewed, because on my original channel, which YouTube nuked back in 2021 or 2020, I had probably 200 reviews on that channel, which some I was able to save, some of them I didn't have saved, so I lost a lot of stuff. And those weren't the best. I mean, I kind of wish I could go back in time and re-review some of those, and I have had the opportunity to do that with a few guns. But I think I have shot and reviewed more guns than just about any YouTuber. I say that pretty confidently. Now, I could be wrong, but even if you look at like a Hickok 45, I really think I've reviewed more guns. Now, he's probably made more videos with various guns, but I think when it comes down to, like, you know, the number of guns, I think I'm pretty much up there. But I could be wrong. But also, I'm very lucky in that I have what I think is a pretty darn cool collection. And I don't really get to show it off that much, because I'm always getting to review other people's guns, which humble me. And I don't always have the latest and greatest stuff, but I think I have cool stuff that is very niche in the collector's world. And that's what I got out of the safe today. And I'm sure you're looking at this and going, what the hell is that? Well, this is a B&T GL06. It's essentially a grenade launcher. And yes, it is registered in the NFA as a destructive device, even though it's not really all that destructive. The reason it's a destructive device is the bore of this bad boy is 40 millimeter. So this was I guess an anti-riot type of weapon that I believe was originally designed for a police contract in France, is where I think it all stemmed from. This gun started off as a 36 millimeter flare launcher. I think B&T made like 1,500 of these things. Sometimes they were called the GL06, and then I think they also had a different model number depending on where in the run. They had different markings on them and different names. But if you got the flare launcher, you could buy this 40 millimeter rifled barrel, and of course that makes it a DD, destructive device. So you had to, pay the tax, fill out the NFA paperwork, and that's what I did. I got my engraving done here on the bottom. I also had the engraver, while they were putting my name and city location, I also had them put GL06 on it right here, because some of the early ones of the flare launchers had that. This one did not, so I had them match that. And by the way, you might hear some thunder in the background. It's actually getting ready to rain here in North Texas, and trust me, we need it. But it's a gun that I have never shot, because I can't get, well, I guess I can get ammo for it. It's just not cost prohibitive. So it's not designed to be a grenade launcher from the standpoint of shooting a grenade that goes boom. It pretty much shoots like rubber, anti-riot kind of non or less lethal projectiles. And B&T created these. And I want to say you use, now don't quote me on this because I'm not a reloader and I've never used the ammunition. I want to say you use like a 9mm blank or something like that to I guess project the projectile. I guess that's the right word. I don't know. Anyway, I want to say that's what it is. But I turned it into a destructive device, registered it, paid the tax. So I have this really cool thing. And one of the things or the easy way to tell this is different than the real GL06 is the polymer color. The flare launchers were all gray. So the polymer here is gray, where the GL06 is, as far as I can tell from pictures, are all black. But everything else is the same. The only thing that was different was the barrel. So it has a double action trigger in it, which is kind of heavy. You can open the launcher by pushing this kind of paddle release. It is ambidextrous. And it opens up like that. And that is just honestly a cool sound. I love that sound when this thing opens up. Yeah, it's just different. It does have the classic B&T folding stock on it. It has a rail on top. So if you wanted to put a optic up there. And I think, oh yeah, I can lift that up and lock that stock into place. So it can be a little bit more compact. I did put a B&T vertical foregrip on it. And some people put like an aim point on top. But for a firearm that I'm probably never going to shoot. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to spend that money on an optic. It does have iron sights though. But I would love to be able to shoot this thing. It's just getting the ammunition that is the issue. I don't really know who makes it. I think B&T does, and you can order it. But it's pretty expensive. And I think the way to really go is to reload, but I'm not a reloader. But one day I plan on doing that. But this is one of those guns that when I get out of the safe, I go, wow, that's cool. I can't believe I own that. You know, a lot of my guns I have in my safe are in those protective gun socks. Some people jokingly call them gun condoms. And they're wool or cotton or whatever, and they protect the guns as they, you know, rest in the safe up against other firearms. And I don't really get to see the guns when I open my safe all that often. So it's kind of cool to get one out, take that off, and look at it and go, oh yeah, that's pretty darn awesome. So this is one of the guns of my collection, or firearms really, I should say, of my collection that I get out from time to time and fondle because not many people own one or get to even handle one. You will not typically see this at a gun show or a gun shop. And registered destructive device. It's just cool. It's different. It's definitely a conversation piece. Mechanically and historically, it's kind of interesting. I mean, it was a French police contract. And it's from my favorite firearms company, B&T. So I think that the quality is like off the chart on this thing. So this is my B&T GL06 40 millimeter grenade launcher. And maybe one day I'll get some of those rubber projectiles and be able to actually shoot it. But they say it's super accurate because the bore is rifled. And maybe I can show you that here. Let's see. Yeah, you can see the rifling in there. So it would stabilize the projectile. And man, that thing is huge. Look at that. Wait, see if I can get it right there. Right there. There you go. And I think it's awesome. So anyway, there you go. So tell me, do you have any firearms? It doesn't have to be as rare or interesting as this one, but anything that you get out of the safe that you just think is cool, collectible, that you like to get out of the safe and fondle, and even if no one else is looking, you're like, dude, this thing is awesome. But it doesn't have to be expensive or rare, as I said. It could just be your, granddad's, World War II M1 Garand, But tell me the story about it. I would love to hear what you guys collect, what you guys like, and are you like me and just like to get guns out of your safe that you don't shoot, or maybe you aren't going to shoot and just look at them and handle them and go, wow, that is so cool. So there you go. That's all I got for you tonight. So if you watch to the end of this video and want to participate in the word of the day, which is the ability for the true vault dwellers, or my biggest fans, to let me know that you watched to the end of this crazy long video and can stand listening to me talk for almost 18 minutes. The word of the day is, we're going to say grenade. Grenade is the word of the day, so use that word in your comment. And I know that you are a true vault dweller, or as some other people would probably say, nerd or geek, or you just have a very high tolerance of pain for dealing with me. So thank you for joining me here in the garage. Thanks for letting me talk about this cool gun. Maybe I'll get other guns out of the safe from time to time, share them with you, and talk about them when I don't really have much else to talk about. I am going to the range, by the way. I was going to go tonight, but it's storming, and I am having a really bad rheumatoid arthritis attack in this hand. So I'm kind of in a lot of pain, and so I don't think I'd be able to review the gun adequately. I'm going to take to the range the CC9, the HK CC9, the Colt Python I have in for review, and I'm going to go review a suppressor. So I was going to do that, a 5.56 rifle suppressor. So I have all of that in the bags, ready to go. All my lights and cameras, everything loaded, batteries charged up. I just got to go to the range, but tonight's not the night with the thunder happening and my hand. But maybe this weekend I can get those three things done, and we'll come back here to the garage and talk about my first impressions with them. So thank you, as always, for being part of the Texas Gun Vault and the Texas Gun Vault experience and journey. It is a true humbling thing for me that people like to hear me talk, and I get to talk about guns and share this little passion and hobby with you. So, as always, thanks for watching.